What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series. I appreciate everybody for joining in today. So guys, first and foremost, if you're not a subscriber, if you could do that, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my content, and join that Discord. Post your pictures over there, guys. Well over 1,000 people over there helping each other out. Just a great warehouse community. And if you guys want to shop my eBay store, I added that link into the description below. So let's get on to today's video. All right, guys, so today I'm going to give you my top 10 things that I think that people just get caught up in the warehouse. Now, when you talk about the rat race, that terminology can be used for multiple things. Basically, what it is you're going nowhere. You're just running around in circles and you're never getting ahead. You're always falling backwards or staying in the same spot. Now, this terminology is used a lot for finances, and I'm going to put it in my top 10 here today. Top 10 things of things that are keeping you in the warehouse or things that you were doing wrong in the warehouse, and it's keeping you in the rat race. All right, so number 10, and I talk about this all the time, is that the fact that people think selecting is a career. Guys, out of the 6,000 some subscribers I have put surveys out. I have nitpicked people every time I talk to someone, private message or whatever. I always ask, how long have you been in the warehouse? And if I had to put an estimate on it, less than 1% of my followers have actually been in the warehouse longer than 10 years. So a lot of you guys are newer to warehousing that follow my channel, or you only been there for 5 years or less. I just don't think it should be a career. It's a very toxic environment. And I just, now I want to say there are a few people on here that comment on my videos or leave comments on Discord. There are a few people that have me convinced that their warehouse is actually a good place to work. So when I talk about stuff on here today, I'm talking about probably 99% of the warehouses out there. There are a few good ones with bosses and CEOs that actually care about their employees, but for the most part, that is not the situation. So making warehousing a career, I think, is one thing that keeps people in the rat race. It can be a career, but man, if you're a strict selector, I really highly suggest you get out of there. Like I said, 2 years, guys. Get in, make as much money as possible, and get out. But when you take warehousing as a career, it is definitely something that's going to keep you in the rat race, because if you choose this, the rest of the stuff is going to fall into play. All right, guys, number 9 is feel trapped. You feel trapped that you cannot leave the warehouse. The warehouse does offer a lot of good things to keep you there, whether it's days off, healthcare, high hourly rates, incentives. They put a lot of stuff in there to definitely keep you there. And a lot of people feel trapped because they feel like they cannot accomplish things elsewhere. And especially at our warehouse with the healthcare, with the top tier guys, there's so many people. Probably out of our top tier guys, I'm talking like probably 150 to 200 people. There's probably like 10 people that actually really like it at our work. The rest of them would love to leave if they had the opportunity to do so, but they feel trapped because of certain things. Well, that is part of the rat race. These companies are not stupid. They give you just enough to keep you there. And every once in a blue moon, you get someone like me to walk out of there. But like I said, guys, they don't even bat an eye because they know they got other employees to abuse at their helm. So feeling trapped is definitely one thing that keeps you in the rat race at work. All right, guys, this is probably one of the biggest ones. Yes, it's number 8, but it's an important one, and that is no budget. Guys, I don't know what it is in warehousing. People don't have budgets. They don't have, one thing I am a strong disbeliever of is married couples having separate bank accounts, and divvying up the bills. Guys, that's a whole nother video. Me personally, I just feel like when you're married, you're one. Your bills should not be separated by bank accounts. You should have the same bank accounts. Your money's my money's your money. It doesn't matter if I make $30,000 a year or $80,000 and my wife makes $150,000, or it was vice versa. All of our money should be one. You guys are a team, and there is no team when you are separating stuff. So budget between you and your spouse. If you're married, if you're single, you should still be budgeting, because if you're not budgeting, then you're going to start going crazy with your money and spending it on stuff that you can't afford. And then you are just going to be stuck at work because you know the money is there to be provided for you. So you are going to feel like you are trapped, and you are not going to be able to leave that place because you need the income coming in. But when you budget and you don't have debts and you pay your stuff off, things are a lot different. I can tell you that personally. All right, guys, and that leads me right into number 7, and that is mistaking happiness for money. You guys act like you're happy in the warehouse because of the paychecks that you get at the end of the week. Whether that has to do with excessive overtime or excessive incentives, you guys mistake that as happiness. And there are so many of you guys that I have worked with in the warehouse for many, many years, for decades, that are absolutely freaking miserable. You guys look like you're the Walking Dead. Like, seriously, you can see that your face is so drained. Like, you guys are not happy. I don't give a flying shit what you say. You are not happy. I could think of freaking 20 people right off the get at my work. They're not happy. They say they're happy, but they're not happy. They looked, oh my God, they look aged. Guys, I'm telling you right now, there are people at my work that have been there for 20 to 40 years that never stopped working overtime and never stopped, when they have the incentive, they chase the incentive, and they look 10 years older than what they are. They got the big bags under their eyes. They look exhausted. They look tired. There is nothing happy about their life. I can tell you that right now. They show you on the outside, hey, how's it going today? Oh, we're getting to stay overtime. They're not happy. Mistaking happiness for money is one of the biggest problems that keep you in the rat race at work. Number 6 is a big one. All right, so you mistake happiness for money, and on the inside you're not happy. All right, but you go and do stupid stuff with your money. So now I need to brag about my money. Do you guys have got these people at work, the people that work excessive overtime, that they just constantly brag about their money? And the reason why they're doing that is because they need approval from other people to let them know that they're doing the right thing. That's all that is. All right. And bragging about your overtime, bragging about how many hours you worked or how much incentive money you made over the week. You're trying to fill that void of, okay, I'm really not happy, but I'm faking that I'm happy because I'm making all this money. Well, if I could brag about my money and other people would tell me, wow, you're just getting a reaction. Man, that's crazy. Man, go for it, man. Do what you need to do. And that's just giving you incentive to just keep doing what you're doing. And basically, you're just on that first one, you're just that rat running on a wheel. That's all you're doing. You're just running around in circles with nowhere to go. All right, guys, number 5 is a big one, and this keeps you there. This keeps you in that rat race. Thinking the company cares for you is definitely one thing that's going to keep you there. Remember, these warehouses are just throwing you enough. All right, they're just throwing you enough to keep you happy. It's hot inside. Give them an extra break. Let them know that we care about them. Throw some free water out there for them in the cooler or something like that. They just give you enough to make you feel like they care, but they really don't give a shit about you. So when you think the company cares about you, that it's definitely something that's going to keep you there longer than you need to be. Remember, these warehouses are a revolving door like you've never seen before. So the company is just going to throw you enough to keep you there, and that's it. All right, guys, number 4 is a humongous one. And, people have opportunities to do different jobs at the warehouse and they don't do it. I get you guys are young. All right. A lot of you guys are 20 to 30 years old. You got to, you're in good shape, good health. But I'm telling you, a lot of you have been thrown for 5 years or under. When you have an opportunity to get away from selection, even if it's temporary, and you could take a forklift job, you could take sanitary, get the incentive program out of your head. I understand you guys are making so much money, with incentives, but if you can now the reason why I say that is because if you go to sanitation, you're not getting incentive pay, more than likely. Or if you're doing some type of work where you're cleaning up wood on the dock on a forklift, you're probably not getting incentive for that. So these people continue selecting because they know that's where the most money's at. But if we would budget, and we would have a budget, and we would manage our money a lot better than what we are, we won't have to worry about continued selecting. All right, we won't have to worry about everything that I just talked about. All right, budgeting is one of the biggest things you guys could do, so you don't have to continue selecting or worrying about the incentives. But that is one thing that you guys do wrong, is you continue selecting, and you got to give yourself a variety of jobs to keep your sanity in that place. Remember, when you guys put more time in, you're going to really wish that you're not selecting all the time. So let's get to my top 3. All right, guys, number 3, something a little bit different here. It's an unhealthy environment. So that's not something that's going to keep you in a rat race. But I put that on there because you guys are getting everything that I'm talking about keeps you caught up in that rat race while you're doing it in an unhealthy environment. I don't care what you guys say. It is unhealthy. Working with a lot of people that have a lot of different emotions, a lot of things going on in their lives. It tends to circulate through the warehouse. Just the dust in general that are in warehouses. Guys, it is working in a warehouse is very unhealthy. All right. I've been out of the warehouse now for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months now, or maybe 4 months. And I shit you not, I feel so good. My body feels so good not being in that place, not breathing in that freaking dust and dirt and, just bending over improper all the time. It doesn't matter what job I was doing in there. You're always, guys, believe me, it's a very unhealthy environment. So when you're caught up in the rat race, just remember the whole entire time you're in a very unhealthy environment. All right, guys, and this is a big one here. All right. So I tell you guys all the time, it's like the 13th grade. So you come from school. All right, you just graduated high school. You didn't have plans on going to college. You heard about this because you're looking for a job. And hey, great, man. Go to work. I'm for that. Go to work. But when you enter warehousing, it's like the 13th grade. You're working with hundreds of people, which you just went to school with hundreds of people, and you tend to follow your childish mentality out of high school right into the warehouse. So you bring that joking around and that type of, what I'm getting at is there's really nothing that's going to sharpen your skills in the warehouse to become a better person, to become a smarter person, unless you just take initiative yourself to do something extra to start learning. But when you come into the warehouse, it's the 13th grade. All right, you're not learning anything that's going to help you get out of this job. The only time you're going to do that is if you read books and do stuff on your own. That's why I just think and then we could go right back to the unhealthy environment. Talking about the 13th grade. It's also unhealthy because you're not bettering yourself to leave that place. And I'm not saying you guys are dumb. All right. I was there for 26 years. All right. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying you have to take responsibilities yourself to learn yourself, because you ain't going to learn nothing in the warehouse, guys. You're picking up boxes and putting them on jacks. You're not going to sharpen up your brain by that. So you need to read, learn yourself, so you have an opportunity to get out of here. Now, I love the people that say that their warehouse helps them go to school and stuff like that. Great. I love it. But guys, for the most part, 13th grade, you are absolutely going to learn zero being there. All right. Besides driving equipment and doing the basic needs in a warehouse. So being stuck in the 13th grade for many, many years it's a very unhealthy thing to do. It's going to get you to feel trapped, and it is also going to get you to where you are not going to get a career anywhere else because you're just not sharpening your skills. And that brings me on to number one, which is a humongous problem that I have mentioned in the past. And that is counting your overtime and your incentives and acting like that is your new line. It's fake income, guys. It is not guaranteed money. The only way you get that money is if you work harder and if you work overtime. Everything in your household should be based off of your base income. It should not have incentives and overtime included in there. So what happens is 3 years in a row, my base income is $60,000. But in the last 3 years, I made $85,000 because I worked overtime and I'm doing incentive program. And then all of a sudden something happens where I can't keep up with that, or I can't do it anymore because I'm drained, or warehouses just simply cut down, because guys, warehouses are constantly looking for ways to save money. So let's say they get rid of overtime, or they cut it down drastically, or they knock back your incentive program so you're not making as much money anymore. Well, the problem is those 3 years that you made $85,000 when you should have been making 60, you went out and bought new cars, bought more stuff, and you basically are drawing this fake income up here at 85 instead of down here at 60. You should always base your budgeting and your income off of your base pay, not your overtime and incentives. That should be extra money, guys. And no, you don't do it. I guarantee you 99% of you don't do it. You can say you do it, but I guarantee you don't, because I used to say I did it and I didn't, because when you don't budget and you don't have anything and you're not writing stuff down, you can't tell me, unless you absolutely write everything down and you know exactly where your money goes and how much money I make, and I'm not you have no idea what you're doing with your money. Okay. Your money is going out the door faster than it's coming in. I can guarantee you that. So, but this keeps you in the rat race because you can't leave. Because I can get this money at the warehouse. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get this other places, but with all my brand new cars out in the driveway, my credit card debt and everything like that, that I just love to go on vacation with, now I need my fake income to take care of my fake life. And that's basically it, guys. These are my top 10 reasons why I think you get stuck at work and why you are in the rat race. All right, guys, let me know what you think about today's video. This was sort of mixing in financial stuff with warehousing. I put a survey out where people said they wanted to hear more about finances. Remember, guys, I am 45 years old, and I've been on one hell of a roller coaster ride when it comes to finances. And I am not perfect. We went up and down. So I can tell you about things that I have learned upon the way, read books. I did a lot of things to help get me there. And I'm more than happy to start adding stuff in like this. So I hope you guys liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and leave any comments in the comment section below. Have a good day.